Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines. We are going to do an old-fashioned Roy and Mike podcast because our guest is unfortunately ill, couldn't show. He'll be in sometime next week.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, I just want to talk about some stuff that's been happening lately. You know, did you hear that they found, or they've revealed that we have enormous amounts of lithium deposits in the Appalachian Mountains?
That I didn't hear. I thought that
Yeah.
Canada had them, but okay.
Canada does have them. The United States, Canada, China, and
Greenland.
I think Russia.
Greenland, too.
What?
Greenland, right?
Greenland, too. But we have enormous amounts in Appalachia. And once we start mining them, and of course, once we get past the leftists who are going to say, no, you can't mine here. Once we start mining and start processing it, then we will have all the lithium we need for our own use, and we won't have to buy from goddamn China.
Right.
Okay.
That was nice.
I'm just going to go down a list of stuff I've jotted down over the last week or so. In London, did you see the video of the Muslim who was stalking Jews on the street, running after Jews, and he stabbed and killed two of them?
No.
Yeah, yelling Allahu Akbar, and he the cops when they stopped him, they had to kick him while he was on the ground because he wouldn't drop the knife. So it was not quite police brutality because he was armed and he was trying to stab them. But I am so happy that the English bobbies finally did their job for a change.
Yep. Well, some of them did.
Okay, Ann Arbor, Maryland. Okay, very wealthy town. They are also very left. They have the council there has decided that the neighborhood watch signs are racist. So they had cops come out or city workers come out and take down all the neighborhood watch signs. I mean, is that another stupid
What
move
was
by the left?
the neighborhood watch sign? What was on it that they found offensive?
It said neighborhood watch, and they're saying it's racist because it could single out blacks, or blacks could feel uncomfortable walking through the area.
So it simply said. So what?
So these leftist neighborhoods don't like black people walking through their neighborhoods.
But the thing is that what is the point of the sign, though? If that's all it says is neighborhood watch, it's to inform that there is
to warn
watch.
Potential criminals that look, the neighbors are watching each other's houses, so don't try and burglarize here.
So it sounds to me
That's
like
my
you
point.
have even greater need of a neighborhood watch because you don't have a sign scaring away the criminals, so they're more likely to.
Yes. I hope that the people in the neighborhood watch really, recruit other people now into the program.
Well, yeah. So that what's interesting is the sign is letting you know that the area is being patrolled, and the intent of the patrol is obvious, is to deny crime. So what they're saying is that the people that they're trying to protect are the ones that we have to presume. In other words, the reason why they're removing the signs is because
protecting again.
The people that supposedly are being insulted by these signs are what? Black? Are they
black criminals? Yes.
So they, by their very own admission, have singled out black people and said, "This is what you're talking about." Instead of just saying this could be anybody. So as usual, the left is the racist group.
Very racist. As Malcolm X said.
You know why they think that blacks are more capable of crime? Because they're not capable of getting a voter ID either. They don't know how to do that.
Oh, yeah. Every time you talk to a black person on the street, they say that's ridiculous.
Right.
And they all say, yeah, I have an ID.
And women that get married and change their name, they can't vote either.
Oh, yeah, because they're too stupid to change everything. Except for voting, it doesn't seem to affect those married women in any other aspect of their lives.
just I think the public should be aware of, if you go to our site, we have access to where everybody can get white privilege and therefore improve their general life as much as Roy's and mine have been improved by our white privilege. Hasn't your life been improved dramatically due to your white privilege?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Speaking of racism, racism is based on stereotypes. I was coming home late the other night from the gym, right? And it was really dark, and there was a black guy coming down the sidewalk towards me. So I instinctively reached for my wallet, even though I know that, he's not for sale. He did steal my wallet, though.
Yeah. You told me that joke the other day, and it was offensive. Oh. We're going to take these people you down now.
It's a friggin' joke, jerk-offs. Okay. And black people would probably laugh at it.
Yeah.
All right. What the hell was this? Nick Fuentes? Nick Fuentes. Did you see the video of Nick Fuentes coming outside of his house? This Jewish vegan woman, leftist woman, a Jewish Karen, came up to his door and was taking photos or videos of his number and everything in his mailbox. And he came out of the door and he shoved her, and she went flying about 8 feet. Right. And then he went over there, said, "What the hell are you doing here?" He picked up her phone and he went back inside. And the other one, she's telling a friend of hers in the car, "Did you see that? Did you catch that?" But she was trying to dox him. Okay. Now, I don't like Nick Fuentes. I think he's a jerk off. However, I don't blame him for trying to protect himself and his family from being doxxed. Okay. Because it already happened again not too long ago. And he's had nutcases come after him. So, Nick Fuentes, I don't like you, but I'm on your side on this particular issue.
Well, you know what? The Air Force bases that I've been on, they have what's called, they have housing for their married members on the base. And the thing is that we might actually have to go ahead and do a thing where we have housing for people in public office.
We do. Where have you been? Some people, like I think Pete Hegseth and other people, members of the administration, have had to go live on military bases for safety.
I didn't know
because they got people, leftists, coming to their houses to try and kill them.
Well, Hegseth makes sense because he is in the military. But the thing is, I'm talking about, first of all, I was extremely furious when I found out that the judges, the Supreme Court judges, were being, imposed upon. They had people on their property and et cetera, et cetera. And
Biden did nothing to stop it.
Oh, I disagree. I'm quite sure that he told everybody to go ahead and keep the venom coming, because
he did nothing to protect the justices.
Because they were Nazis. They were Nazis, and there were all these terrible things. They were hellspawn, and that's why. But anyway, so you have more on your list?
Yes. Let's see. Leave tax. Oh, how about that leave tax? In California, so many people are leaving now that the California Democrats want to impose a leave tax on all the wealthy people who leave California. All right. And unfortunately, New Jersey and New York are also considering doing the same thing, and probably other Democrat hellholes. I'm not sure. Oh, did you hear about? Let's go to the data centers. Data centers are being built all over the place. I understand that.
What is the justification of their leave tax? What is their legal argument that the leave tax is a true thing?
They're trying to punish these people, and these people have.
What is their legal justification for inciting a tax on them?
They legislated it into legality, but that's going to be challenged by these people who have the money. Are going to challenge this shit because they'd rather spend money.
It has to have an argument. A law has to have an argument to come into being. You don't just randomly generate words.
No, not if you're a Democrat state that doesn't give a shit about the people or anything that's legal or ethical.
There is no law.
They just do what they want to do.
There can't be a law if there isn't any form that they're following. They're just
you can make the law, but it's going to be found unconstitutional.
Yes, but then when you're asked why is that law in place, you'll have no answer. You only have money.
You're dealing with fucking communist Democrats.
That's not the point.
There's no logic.
They have no legal leg to stand on.
They don't care. They think they could get away with it because they've gotten away with so much so far. And the judges, a lot of the judges, unfortunately, are on their side. But it's going to have to go to the Supreme Court eventually.
The thing is, the people that present this information, they present their outrage at the injustice of it, but they don't present the argument that the opposition has presented in order to justify this tax. And I'd just like to hear what the hell
there is no argument. That's the whole point. There is no argument.
There has to be an argument.
The only argument is we want to do it because you're leaving us and we need your money.
The law has to have some sort of preamble before you can establish it.
Not in Democrat conclaves.
Then that is pure tyranny. The establishment of a order which has to be followed without question.
Exactly. The No Kings protesters, they were protesting the wrong party. Okay?
They
were protesting the wrong people.
Yep. Hey.
Anyway, I have an idea for...
Trump tariffs bad. Soros money good.
Yeah, right.
Oh, by the way, when are you going to put up our most recent learning lesson?
Maybe sometime next week. Not after. I'm going to put this one up first. What?
Okay.
I'm going to put this one up. Today's what? Monday? Well, you know what? I could put this up today, and then the other one maybe I'll put up Wednesday. We'll see.
Thank you.
I'll think about it.
Well, there's people that I know that are looking forward to seeing it.
Okay. You know what? I could put this one on Wednesday, and I'll release the other one. Later today. How's that?
Thank you.
The one about that
on our website. You'll be able to access it on our website.
Yes, dear. It'll be there. Okay. Let's get back to data centers for a moment. Apparently, New Jersey, they're building data centers all over. And unfortunately, these data centers are so humongous and need so much electricity that they are often using 10 times as much as a small town would, 10 or 20 times. Now, I know we need the data centers because of AI and this and that, but that's going to eventually put such a demand on electricity that we, the people, are going to wind up paying a lot more for electricity than we already are. I would suggest two things. One, the data centers, the electricity is paid by the big tech conglomerates that are putting them up, that are using them. Okay, it's for their benefit. They should pay that, and they should pay the electricity actually for the whole town because they're depriving the town of electricity. There may be brownouts and blackouts in the future. Okay, so we should reduce the electric bill for homeowners and apartment building owners to zero, and let the data centers owners pay for it. No, that's not going to fly.
I'll give you the choice. The choice is quite simple. You put up a data center, you have to put up a generating station. And that generating station is only for the data center, and you do not interfere.
That'd be a good solution. And that would be a good solution.
Jim Beach with his little micro atomic generators. The ones that fit on freaking trucks.
You know what? I'm gonna shoot an email to Jim Beach about that idea. See if he can do something about that. Yeah. Because you know what? Even if they put up the generating stations, let the utility in charge in the area run that, so they'll make a profit off of that, and they can maybe even lower the cost of electricity for the rest of us who are paying through the nose. And it keeps rising every time you look.
Well, you know what?
Oh, here's another idea I had for data centers. The United States government and even a lot of the states own most of the land of the United States, which is not supposed to be because the land belongs to the people of the United States. However, since they have all that land and they don't let us use it, they don't let us intrude upon it, build the data centers there, not by the cities, not next to the cities. Let them have to commute an hour to work, or build a little town for the workers over at the data center.
If you go with my original idea about using the micro-sized nuclear generators, then there would be more satisfaction in that, because if there was a problem, and supposedly the odds are pretty weak on that, if there was a problem, it wouldn't be in a populated area. But what you don't know is China has radically changed this whole AI thing. Radically. They are generating data centers that do not require electricity. Did you know about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
No, but the thing is, it requires a lot of manpower. It requires 10 million Chinese and abacus. They use abacus.
Hamster wheels.
Yeah, but the abacus, you know what the abacus is?
Yes, I know the
abacus. Yeah. So the only problem is that it takes 4 months to get an answer.
Anyway, like I was saying, the data centers should be placed in on government-owned land. But then you're going to get the leftist, crazy climate environmentalist wackos. Oh, you're destroying the environment. It's better to destroy the environment next to or inside of a city or a town or a bunch of towns than to do it out in the sticks. Fuck you.
Well, here's the thing. The environmentalists, so-called environmentalists, they're not really environmentalists. But anyway,
no, they're assholes.
The so-called
hunters are more environmentalists than they are.
Don't use paper plates, or don't use anything made out of paper. When the fact of the matter is, and they're saying because we have to save the trees. No, you don't understand how it works.
No, but they want paper straws.
No, wait a second. There's more to it. The thing is, paper products, can only be produced if you have tree farms. They don't go into virgin forests and cut them down. They grow these trees specifically to be used to make paper. So guess what? There's more oxygen in the world because of these tree farms that wouldn't have existed naturally.
And also, the more oxygen, the more carbon dioxide we exhale, the more trees they can plant.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. The lumber companies know that if they don't replenish the supply of wood, they're out of business.
Absolutely.
So they've been doing that for decades, but the left, the loony left, has been upset about it no matter what. And they stopped.
It's good business to go ahead and grow your supply.
Remember the spotted owl back in the 80s?
Yeah.
Okay. There was a big to-do about they were going to destroy the spotted owl's environment. The lumber companies went and fought it. Eventually they got it. They did cut down trees there. So the spotted owls disappeared in that area. But they flourished in a neighboring forest. So they didn't die out. They didn't die off. Okay, it was just all bullshit from the left.
Okay, real simple. Usual. Here's a simple explanation about extinction. Number one, extinction is a natural process in life. Some species do not thrive at a certain point, and they die out because they're no longer successful at doing whatever they do. So species has been coming and going, because if that wasn't the case, Tyrannosaurus Rex would be chasing your ass around the parking lot. So the point is that, again, a lot of these so-called green, environmentalist ideas that the average person spouts is nothing more than the equivalent of a Dr. Seuss book. Trees are good. We don't need the wood. It's like, that they're just this. They're a lot. It's the same problem that you have with people understanding the nature of the war in Iran. And it's not really official war because Congress has not declared it as such. But the point is
No, but
that
Iran declared war 47 years ago on
right,
us.
but it's not. But it's not a war unless we declare it, as far as I'm concerned. So, nonetheless, let's not split
It's a
hairs.
war if you have to fight back because they're attacking you, and they've been attacking us for 47
Right,
years.
but we're not at war until Congress declares war. So
Right.
anyway, the point is that we're justified in being there because of the fact that Iran has been an enemy of the United States and much of the world. And the thing is that there is this transition period, and it's moving extremely fast. Now, I do not want to see any American soldiers die in conflict. But the fact of the matter is, that is the nature of conflict of this magnitude.
Yeah.
People die. And the ratio to what we've taken out compared to what we've lost is so dramatically smaller than what we made them lose. That
Right.
From it, having been in the military myself, having been in the Air Force, when I was told that they had this major engagement, and I saw the nature of the engagement, and I saw that 13 of our people were gone, and I saw what we did, and I saw how they attacked, us, and for us to do that well, that's like, wow, that's incredible. That is an outstanding feat to be able to generate that much harm and only receive the equivalent of a small scratch. And that's going to insult some people, but go screw yourself. So anyway, the point is that we have had radical success in Iran. Okay. We now have ships out there that are helping the tankers from all over the world, come and go. We're taking out their little dinky-ass speedboats with jihadists in it. And
did you see, by the way, Iran claimed, and they showed a video of an American destroyer getting sunk? And you know that the truth about that was done, I don't know how many years ago. It was a decommissioned destroyer, and it was sunk in 15,000 feet of water north of Hawaii during a joint exercise with South Korea and I think Australia and the United States. So it was purposely sunk by us. And the Iranians, Muslims seem to be good at propaganda. Look at what they do in Gaza all the time, blaming Israel for every little thing, even things they do. And so they put this out saying that, oh, look, we sank an American destroyer. Bullshit. You wish.
Well, here's the thing. There's a vast amount of people throughout the world that when it comes to news, they're simply superficial. They don't question anything. So if you show them that picture and somebody says, well, this is what happened, they're going to believe it and they're just going to move on. And the point
no, they're not going to move on. They're going to continue screeching about the war and we shouldn't be there.
I'm talking about the people that are watching it. We'll just move on to the next thing, and they'll just hold that information.
Yeah, it's our society now has the attention span of a gnat.
Well, here's the thing: those people actually make the effort to find out. Whoa, what's going on there? Let me check that out. And you got a freaking computer on your hip or your back pocket.
You have the entire library of the world knowledge.
Right, just look it up. And the thing is
but you got to be careful where you look it up. Go look it up, and you rely on the Atlantic or Wikipedia or something.
Right. You can make mistakes, but the fact of the matter is, at least try. Maybe you don't know how to find the information.
When I try and find out information these days, I don't go to Google. I'll go to several different sources, that have different things, and then see what they say. My go-to thing is Grok.
So what's going to happen is over time, when you're searching for information, you will find out that some of your information that you received is validated and some of it is not. And what will happen is you'll remember who supplied the valid information and who didn't. And over time, through experience, you'll know where I can first look at for these things. Okay?
Yeah.
So, and even it's a process. But the point is, if that's all you do is listen to the news from the corner of your eye, and the first thing that touches your ears is the truth, then you most likely are not going to be getting the true story.
Well, and also sometimes you have to know how to deal with AI because it'll tell you something and you say, "Are you sure?"
I don't use
about
AI.
this.
I hate AI.
And then it'll go because it remember it goes in and it gets a consensus of what's out there, and then it digs further and says, "Oh, wait a minute, you know what? You're right."
You don't need AI.
Even though,
Just go to DuckDuckGo, type in your question, and see what happens.
well, DuckDuckGo has its own AI now too, and it uses, I think, 4 of the major AIs you can choose
I'm
from.
quite sure AI is loaded, but I'm not going to talk to AI directly. I'm just going to use whatever browser is available. Unfortunately, I don't have a degree in computer design or programming, so I can't come up with my own search engine. So
Okay.
I'm stuck. But I
Well, you could download Grok 3 for free.
I don't want no part of AI. Period.
Okay, if you don't want it, don't do it. Okay. All right.
Because every time when you engage
Mr.
AI,
Luddite.
AI acts
Okay, Mr. Luddite.
smarter. And as AI gets smarter and learns how to go ahead and read you and everybody else that it puts in the same category as you, then it becomes more capable of manipulating information and controlling the output to basically do whatever it does.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Okay.
How?
Let's go. While we were on climate 5 minutes ago, okay, let's continue on that. Look at the climate predictions that have been made. Now, Al Gore is now saying that even though Al Gore back in said that oil would be going, what was it? No, he said that the Arctic Circle would be ice-free by the summer of 2013 and would raise sea levels. By 2010, I think he said that New York and Florida would be mostly underwater.
It is.
Okay? It's underwater from Democrats, yes. Well, New York City is anyway. Now, this is Al Gore, who has 2 private jets and whose house, by the way, uses more electricity than many towns do.
Okay.
Anyway, so he said entire nations would be underwater by the year 2000. We're 26 years into this. No countries have disappeared. Okay? I mean, Indonesia, parts of India, and everything were supposed to have disappeared.
Hopefully Iran will.
Anyway, now he's changed his tune. He's saying, oh, no, it's not climate, global warming we have to worry about. We have to worry about an ice age that's coming. This is the same ice age that Newsweek in 1975 predicted was going to come within a few years. And then after a few years, they said, oh, no, it's not freezing. It's global warming. Meanwhile, warming is good for the earth because it gives us more crops. The more people we have, the more we can feed because we have more food.
Well, here's the thing.
Even though the big companies in the U.S. are poisoning our food supply.
Let's forget about the subject matter altogether. Let's just talk about the source. So here's the thing. If I have an individual that swears on a stack of Bibles that there is this thing that is so, and they say, we have absolute proof that this is going to happen by the year 2000, and it's now 2026, and now he's going, yo, you know what? Here's something else. You know what I say? Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. Oh, wait a minute.
I got something here. It's from my slang dictionary. Let's see if you know what it is. What is the definition of free balling?
Free balling? Isn't that what happened to Richard Pryor where no, that's free basing. Free balling?
You had enough time. You know that. It's when a man doesn't wear underwear.
Okay.
That's just too good.
All right. Let's get back to the climate thing. Paul Ehrlich wrote a book years ago. I can't remember the name of it offhand. I should have written it down. But he claimed that he predicted there would be famine in the world by 1980. But with the warming that's going on, which is natural and cyclical, not man-made. Okay, we maybe contribute, if we contribute maybe 1% to the warming. That's it. Anyway, he says that. But he said that by 1980 there would be worldwide famine.
Right.
When was the last time you saw somebody really, really, really skinny, except in a communist concentration camp?
Quite the reverse. Maybe they mean famine as an inverse. So it's not. It's a famine from skinniness. You're not skinny
right?
enough.
I mean, look at all. Oh, I saw a video last week of on YouTube of people in the 70s. Everybody was slim. Everybody was really svelte, and men and women.
Well, wait a
second.
Now let's get real here. The marketing at the time was generated towards that. Just something that's changed.
There was no marketing about what you looked like.
Well, the thing is that yes, when it came to like advertisements and stuff, they would always pick very attractive people. We don't do that now.
Well, Barbie.
Because it's not fair to ugly fucks. So anyway, the point is this: Trump did something today. He brought back the President's Fitness Award for kids. So now if they could go ahead and do all these exercises and stuff, they get an award. Is that nice?
Yeah, it was in effect. Kennedy started that, and it was in effect when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. They also put into
that for you.
You got another one. Okay.
Queer beer.
What beer?
Queer beer. That's a
queer
slang
beer. Oh, geez. Queer beer. What? Bud Light?
Beer with low alcohol content. Very good. But actually, I don't think Bud Light has low alcohol content.
No, it's not. You're talking about near beer, what they call near beer.
But they have it here as queer beer.
Well, queer beer. Oh no, near beer doesn't have any alcohol.
Queer beer
has a little bit, maybe. Yeah.
When I was in,
so you can drink a little and say, "Oh, I took my pants down and let you get me from behind because I drank a beer." Meanwhile, the beer had that much alcohol.
Right. But when I was in Denver, they had what they called near beer, which was instead of 6.5%, 3% alcohol. So you could actually be younger and drink that. You could be 18 instead of 21.
That was actually queer beer. Near beer has no alcohol, from my understanding.
No, you're wrong. Your understanding is wrong. I suggest you get some new stuff. I was there. I was drinking it. Actually,
yeah, because you're queer. That's why.
No. Near beer is almost like beer.
Can we get back to? Okay, by 2020, New York City. Polar bears were supposed to be extinct. What happened to the polar bears? According to Al Gore, they were going to be extinct. The polar bear population has never been bigger since we started counting them. Okay, they're thriving. Oh, and remember acid rain? Yep. And the governments all over the country, local governments and state governments, were banning you from doing something that people had done for centuries. Put barrels out, collect rainwater, and use that for water for your house, rather than go outside all the time and pump it from a well you drilled. And even that, they didn't want you taking well water anymore because the acid rain would filter through into your water supply.
Oh, yeah.
You had to buy from the utility. That's it. Where were they getting their water? I wager that half of their water, at least, at a minimum, was coming from the rain.
Well, it's
actually probably a lot more.
Well, one of the things that you learn when you go backpacking is that they want you to go ahead and urinate and defecate so many feet away from any water source because the ground will actually filter it all.
Yes, but acid rain, all of a sudden it's not a thing. Oh, and remember the ozone layer, the hole in the ozone layer was going to destroy us? You know what they did? They patched it up with gold dust, and it closed by itself, by the way. Apparently, holes in the ozone layer are cyclical. They happen on occasion, and then they close up again.
I'm confused. I thought the hole in the ozone layer was when Jane Fonda went up in a Bezos spacecraft.
Jane Fonda didn't go up there. That was Kelly Clarkson.
It was a joke. You're not supposed to ruin the
Yes,
joke.
I know, but ozone. How does ozone layer?
No,
How does it connect to Jane fucking Fonda?
because she's a
All right.
She's a
Oh, here.
in the ozone.
Oh, by the way, that Arctic Circle was supposed to be ice-free by 2013. And now they know they've measured it. They have more ice than ever before that they know of. And Greenland was the ice on Greenland was supposed to shrink, but it's come back. And let me tell you something. When they first named Iceland and they first named Greenland, they named it because there was a lot of ice on Iceland. There was a lot of green on Greenland. Now it's reversed. And it was not due to mankind, okay? It was due to nature. Okay. Oh, the sun. Did you hear the latest now? Bill Gates is saying that the sun is the villain now because it's warming us. And he wants to, and the UK is going to try it, actually. They're going to try and block the sun out.
Wow, it's amazing.
So that's going to kill fucking plants. That's going to kill people. We're not going to be able to get the vitamin D that we need. Therefore, Gates can release his next pandemic, and it'll kill millions of people. He hopes, because he's a eugenicist piece of shit.
Well, the thing is that
I wish somebody would fucking shoot him.
The arrogance of these people to think that they have the wisdom to be able to alter the mechanical nature of the earth is, well,
unfortunately, some of them do. I mean, look, we've been using HAARP to affect the weather for a long time now. Okay? And people are still saying, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. No, jerk off. We're winning on the conspiracy theory. All the conspiracy theories are becoming facts, becoming real conspiracies. Oh, you got another one.
Do you know what the slang definition of a manhole cover is?
Manhole cover?
Yeah.
What, undershort?
Okay, here it is.
Butt plug? Butt plug.
No, manhole cover. A sanitary napkin.
I'm sure Waltz would, Governor Waltz, that asshole, would agree with you there.
Yeah.
Well. Okay. CO2 yields. All right. You know what? Let's let me see one more thing. Oh, here's the only thing that the climate change hoax has done. It's given us more regulations, more laws, and higher taxes. It's increased the cost of living for everyone. All right. It's infringed on the rights of landowners. I mean, if you have a puddle after a big rain out in your backyard or on your farm, and all of a sudden some frogs are in it, you try and drain that water. The city's gonna, or the town is gonna come in and fine you because or maybe jail you because you're interfering with an environmental ecosystem.
Right.
Even though the goddamn frogs got there after the rain. Okay, a lot of people who were pushing this, like Al Gore, got very rich on this. Al Gore, when he left the White House, was worth approximately $25 million. And 10 years later, he was worth $250 million. He's probably a billionaire. I'm sure he's a billionaire by now. Okay, let's get on to a little list here I have. Unless you have any other thing you want to read before we go to our next segment.
Okay, hug the porcelain goddess.
Look for a toilet.
No, throwing up in one. Hugging the porcelain goddess.
Oh, hugging. I thought you said hunting. I'm sorry. Hugging. Yeah, that I knew. That's an old one. Yeah. Come up with another one, because I knew that one.
Worshipping at the porcelain altar.
Yes, that's another one. That's the same thing, throwing up, yes.
Or technicolor yawn. That's another one.
Oh, that's how I remember one time my friends all went to this New Year's party, right? And it turns out they couldn't find my cousin Joe, who we call Turk. And they finally went into the bathroom. They found him. He was laying on. He was like half sitting, half kneeling on the floor, and he had his arms around the toilet bowl where he'd been puking his guts out
Yep.
because he drank too much.
That's another term I remember for throwing up is a round trip meal ticket.
All right. Okay. Let's go. Let's talk about the money that we've lost in our national debt and everything. Okay. If we were to stop the flow of money to overseas governments, and as Anthony Calandro from Gun for Hire likes to say, let them hate us for free. Now, that would save us a lot of money. Why are we giving money to all these countries who all they do is badmouth us and work against our own interests? Fuck them. Look what happened just now. Trump withdrew all the 5,000 troops, I think, from Germany. That is going to screw up that local economy where the American base was, because all of a sudden those Yankee dollars aren't going to be spent there. And the people are going to be pissed at their own government, I hope, because it's their own government who's proven to be not to be friendly to our country.
Well, the thing is that the problem with the political machine right now is that we're dealing with a political machine that is more interested in facade than they are in function. So they don't fulfill what we would consider the classic contract between citizen and politician. They're not there to serve the greater good. They're there to serve themselves and their cronies. So now that you've got Trump, who doesn't need the money, he doesn't need the money. He's kind of upsetting things, and he's finding all of these paladins to go ahead and run around and cause all kinds of mischief. The $30 billion in Southern California, billions of dollars here, billions of dollars there. Then you had Elon Musk, whose hands were tied after a very short period of time because he was exposing everything. But the thing is that what that has done, though, is that has emboldened those people that have been on the sidelines, that have been personally not happy with what's been going on. And all of a sudden, we're finding out that there's a lot of these people that have been stuck in the middle, that have just been treading water, that they're actually coming through for us. So
but still, it doesn't stop people like Gavin Newsom, who is now defending the fact that he spent I think it's $37 billion on the homeless problem, increasing the homeless problem from, I think it was 45,000 people up to 380,000 people in California, something like that.
Well,
I may be off by 100,000 or so.
See, the thing is that is like that is all based on a naive sell, okay? And that is, okay, if you're a kid, let's say you're 5 years old, and you go, "Hey, little girl, little boy, wouldn't it be nice if everybody had a home?" Yes, it would be nice. Yes, it would be nice. The thing is that when you ask that same person 40 years later, they go, "Yeah, it would be nice. How do you do it?" I mean, and what are we talking about? And why are these people homeless, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, he is still defending that and saying, the money was spent properly. Well, he's been on a tour doing that because, the elections are coming up.
But he has to defend it because if he doesn't, then
he wants to run for president.
Wrong. If he admits that he's wrong, people might say, did he do it intentionally or is he simply incompetent? It's like the mayor of Los Angeles. They're raking her over the coals because of the fire, and that guy that set the fire was doing it in protest to Mangione being arrested for having assassinated that man behind his head. He shot him in the back of the head, and So the thing is,
the head of the insurance company.
Right. So he first degree murder was planned. It was done in cold blood, et cetera, et cetera. yet this guy is my hero. Screw you.
Yeah.
So the thing is that so this other guy who set an entire valley on fire, that was his hero, and so
And he's an environmentalist. He's a fucking environmentalist.
Well, no, if he was an environmentalist, he'd know what he was talking about. He doesn't. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's
a goddamn
5-year-old mentality, and that's his problem. That's the problem with a lot of these people. They're surface thinkers. They're simply
no, 5-year-old mentality. That's when you're at your peak IQ in life. Okay, after that it starts going down.
Okay.
That's when you are the best. You have the most capability of learning.
Oh, so
because nobody's told you no. Everything is possible when you're 5 years old.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, also he's still defending that money train, that train to nowhere. Billions and billions that have gone to that train. Not a single mile of track has been laid. Okay, and they're still funding it.
Well, that's because he was more interested in laying the citizens of of California, and he laid them.
It's like this guy I saw wearing a shirt that said, "I don't need sex. My government fucks me every day."
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, here's another one. If we stop Social Security payments to dead people, we'll have more money to spread to Social Security recipients like you and I, because the money that we should be getting, they're giving us, when they give it to us, they give us a paltry 3%. Meanwhile, Congress gives themselves 25% raises, okay? 25% raises for a job badly done because they're screwing up the country, okay? This is usually under Democrats, but too many Republicans, rhinos, have gone along with it too. So fuck the GOP as well. The establishment there has been taken over, just like the establishment of the Democrat Party has been taken over by communists. Another one. If we prosecute those fraudsters, like out in Minnesota, California, and New York, elsewhere, all right, and we punish them severely, not only with jail sentences, but use the RICO Act or something similar, where you confiscate their ill-gotten wealth and give it back to the taxpayers. All right, that would help reduce our debt also. If we stop giving, if we leave the useless nations, the UN for those people who can't get it, and NATO, how many billions of dollars are we going to save? And this will stop Europeans from saying, "Oh, we have free this, we have free that. You give your people nothing." Bullshit. Okay, the only reason they have money for their social programs is because they're not paying for their own defense. They're relying on that. Also, if they stop, oh my God, they recently compared the EU to the United states, and Europeans were asked, where do you think you rank in regard to certain states? They figured right after California, New York, and New Jersey, and those states, we're right up there in the top 5, top 7. The truth is, they are down below in the bottom of the states, and the UK alone, which we thought was a wealthy nation, ranks below our poorest state, which is down south. I don't remember if it's Alabama. No, it's not Alabama. I think it's Arkansas. I forget. Not Louisiana. It's one of those southern states that's really poor, and I mean poor compared to other things, but they still have a better economy than the UK.
Here's a piece of news that you probably have not yet heard. It just came out yesterday.
What's that?
We all know that WHO, the organization, right? You're familiar with the WHO?
Withholding Health.
No.
The Withholding Health Organization.
The WHO is the World Health Organization. That's what those letters originally stood for, but they've changed it to Wuhan Hoax Organization. So that's that's what they're going to be now, the Wuhan Hoax Organization. So spread the word. All right. It's not official. I just made it up, but just pass it along. Okay.
No, really, it's
Yeah,
not real. Oh, you mean if I fact check you, I'd find out that's not true?
yeah, there's yep, because
Oh, by the way, all you fact checkers, go fuck yourselves. Do
unless of
your own
course
fact checking for
you're a
yourself.
real fact checker. There actually are real fact checkers out there.
That's true. That's true. I take that back.
That's
Okay.
not
If we
okay.
brought back if we continue to bring back manufacturing the way President Trump is doing, that will help our economy and also help reduce our debt. What the
Okay.
hell? Hold on. Hold on.
Okay. Also, I'm going to offer a suggestion to all you listeners to stop using the term Karen.
Wait, I can't hear a word you're saying.
You don't have to. So,
Say that again.
Using the name Karen to represent the super leftist females, okay?
And males, some of them males.
I would like you to not use that because it imposes on ladies that are named Karen that are not super leftist. I have an alternative.
That's right. I have a Karen across the hall. She's a very nice lady.
Right. So here's the thing. Instead of using the term Karen, just use a proper, more expressive term, such as crazy bitches. Crazy
That's
bitches,
good.
I think works.
I can go with that.
Yeah.
I can deal with that.
But
okay,
do not do it with a ghetto accent. Don't be going, no crazy bitches.
Bitches, you hoes.
Because that's what they be.
You friggin' hoes. Well, oh, I'm not racist. I listen to rap music. Well, then you should know hoes don't know shit. Bitches don't know shit. I've screwed up.
But yeah.
That was Dale Quinn.
Typical white.
Anyway, okay, here. We got a few more things on this
issue.
Now, if we brought back manufacturing, I talked about. Now, stop. Let's stop interfering in foreign nations like we've done for too many decades. Okay, that I agree with. Unfortunately, the left on. Okay, let's stop interfering in other countries. That'll save us a lot of money. But that's going to be the problem with the CIA. We should continue to drill. Okay, we need the oil. We are the biggest oil producer, biggest oil source in the world, and our oil is actually better than Middle Eastern oil. You know that?
Oh yeah,
and Venezuelan oil. That oil is considered. People can look this up. That oil is considered dirty oil. Ours is a light oil, which is easier to. What the hell? It's easier to refine, but our refineries, unfortunately, are geared towards refining the dirty oil. Go ahead.
Those people out there that are not educated on the subject, okay, and it is oil related, okay, do not buy olive oil unless it comes from one particular source, such as Spain or this or that or the other thing. When you see that it's various blend of oils, that is actually unhealthy. But what I saw the other day, can you either shut down the thing or whatever? But anyway, so the thing is that the other day I saw something that said extra virgin olive oil. Great. So I went to look at it.
All the Muslims were in line.
20% olive oil, 80% canola oil.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's a blend. It's not extra.
But the label said extra virgin olive oil.
The ones you can really rely on are, believe it or not, from Morocco, from Spain. Spain has very stringent things, very stringent rules about their olive oil. And Italy is iffy because you have some very good olive oil, and then you have some that are just putting blends in and calling it virgin.
Tunisia is the last olive oil I bought. That is like classic Roman type of olive oil, man. But anyway, okay, that's enough about olive oil. Just look at it. And if it has more than one country, it's suspect.
Here's a big one. Stop any and all benefits to illegals. The only thing that you could give the illegals is medical care if they need it, but you can't let them come in and use the hospitals as their primary physicians, because then you got people with real emergency. They have to wait in line because these scumbags who shouldn't even be in our country are taking up all the
well, actually, I disagree with you, Roy. If they come into a hospital and if they need medical care, I think that we should set up a hospital on the border itself. So as soon as they're healed, you push them out the door.
There you go. Oh, that's a great idea. I like that idea.
Yeah.
That's very entrepreneurial and very American.
Right. And you know what? We'll call it. We'll call it. You know, Taco Bell.
No, more like let's see, in and out emergency care.
Or how about this? Our last hospitality.
Before you go,
Yeah.
no, check up before you go. Okay.
Adios.
Another important thing that they won't pass because they're scumbags, they're career corrupt politicians. Term limits for Congress. We need that. And the Republicans could pass that.
I've always disagreed against term limits.
Why?
Because
you want
that
career
the
politicians?
issue is not whether or not you've been there too long. The issue is whether or not you're still competent enough to perform. If the people want you, they should be able to get you. And the thing is, when you reach, I think, regardless of your age, at certain points, every single public servant that's a congressman or senator, president, whatever, should undergo some sort of psychological, physiological test to see if they're fit.
Oh, I agree.
So the thing is, then that particular case, then we're not talking about term limits to avoid having an incompetent. We're talking about having we're simply saying, okay, you're either fit or not fit. Because let's not throw away our experience.
AOC would friggin' fail. AOC would fail. Jasmine Crockett, even though she's a lawyer, she's a DEI, I'm sure. Okay, I don't think she's a competent lawyer because she's an incompetent everything. All right, except at acting outraged at white people.
Yeah, the thing is, when you start doing stuff like that, then you have to ask the big question. Who's making these choices? Is it the voters or is it just somebody with an axe to grind?
All right, here's something that could offset any corruption in Congress where they try and weasel you. Give the president the line item veto like most governors have. Okay, so they're throwing in shit to benefit themselves or their friends, and the president says, no, we're not going to, because the way it is now, if you get a bill to help this, but they're throwing in all kinds of little other things attaching to it,
pork.
That's going to go, it's all pork, then the president has to either pass it or kill it. And if he can only veto, if he can line veto each thing saying, no, this has nothing to do with poverty. This has nothing to do with AIDS research or whatever. No, we're going to kill this, kill that. That would be good. And that, I think, would replace the need for term limits if necessary, because the lobbyists wouldn't be able to get away with the bullshit they get away with. I think with all these things, we could eliminate the national debt.
Here's a law that I would like to see come into being, that if the Supreme Court declares that a law is unjust, that the federal government has the right to enforce it within the states that are refusing it. We've had too many times when the Supreme Court says, "Oh, you're not supposed to do this," and the state is doing it anyway. It is ignoring the highest court of the land, okay, and saying, "No, I choose not to do it," or I'm going to do something else. So the thing is, I'll give it. The thing is, the Supreme Court should have some way of enforcing its verdict.
That would be the presidency, or
I know that's traditional, but the point is that there should be some guidelines saying, okay, if let's say, as an extreme thing, stop playing with the light. As an extreme thing, I know. It's just, yeah. So, as an extreme thing, let's say, it's
playing with
abortion, right?
Blind.
So the thing is that so we say, let's say, the Supreme Court says abortion is illegal no matter what. Okay, and I'm not saying that's what it should say, but let's say that was the case, and then various states said, "Yeah, the hell with you, we're going to have abortions anyway." I think there should be a law in place that gives the federal government the right to go into a state that is denying federal law.
I understand. Abortion is a bad example because that's something I think should be relegated to the states, which the Supreme Court ruled, yes, this is a state thing, not a federal thing. I think the Supreme Court ruled absolutely correctly on that.
Well,
But
at the same time, we also have to ask the question: when does the fetus become a citizen of the United States? When is it developed sufficiently to be able to be considered to having the right to live?
Well, New Jersey, that jackass Platkin, who was the attorney general till this past election, now we got another one in skirts, who's probably just as bad. But he purposely went after the pregnancy counseling centers, okay, because they actually are the ones who give people a choice. Abortion clinics, you go to Planned Parenthood, there's no choice. They just go, we're going to give you an abortion, and that's it. Boom. And with the pregnancy counseling centers, they'll do a sonogram of your baby. And they found out that a huge percentage of, I think it's 80% of women who, once they hear or see the fetus and they hear the heartbeat, they decide against abortion. That is true choice. Okay. And anyway, this asshole Platkin was going after the Supreme Court. I think recently shut that down. They ruled that no, you can't do that. You can't discriminate against the anti-abortionist people. Anyway, if we were to do all this, we would have more money for Social Security raises. We'd have more money to help veterans. And we'd have more money to help Americans who
We'd
are
have more
real
money
Americans
to,
who are truly
we'd have more money to check.
illegal.
We'd have more money to check our phones.
All right. Anyway, okay. I got other things to talk about. We will hold off on that till our next one. But I think we covered a lot today. And I thank you people for coming in and watching and listening to us. And I hope this was very fruitful for you. And we will see you again next time on The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines.
Don't forget our lofty lessons.
There'll be a lofty lesson out later today, and then this will be airing on Wednesday.
Yay!